Hi there, guys. Let me just start this up quickly. Bosh. These are just here so I know what I'm doing and talking about as we go. Welcome to my thought/review thingy for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. My name is Bowie Alexander, or Bowie the Hero, as you may know me. I'm a presenter, a freelance presenter in the video game industry. I'm also a streamer and a speedrunner. And I'm a speedrunner and streamer of RPGs, specifically. And yeah. I wanted to kind of like, I didn't want to write something, I didn't want to do like a heavily edited video, because I to be honest, I don't even know how to edit, that's not how I roll. I'm a live streamer, that's how I do it live, so the no takes, just gonna get some thoughts and vibes onto the screen of the game for you. I have two of these, one here and one here. Let me try that again. One here and one here. So I might show you a little bit of something as we go, but really it's about the conversation. Feel free to talk to me about what you think when I talk about things. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This will be my intro. Is one of the best games I have ever played. I'll start off with that. I'm here in one of the villages because there's a section here, I believe. Do I have one on music? I think I do. Yes, music, there. The music in this game is unbelievable, and I'll come back to it. But yeah, so it's just a little random stream of thoughts about this game, and really everything about Xeno, because I'm a big fan of this series, honestly. And what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 did is something special for me as a player. So that's the intro. Let's move on to our general chat. So I will move around, don't worry, I will let you see some things. But the music in this game, oh sorry, I'm just going to keep listening to it. The gameplay in this game is really, really good. I'm a big fan of UIs, first off, and the UI in this game, and the general HUD stuff that you get, is really, really nice. It's got this cool, like, blue and pink style. It's really calming, it's really clear, and it's, like, refreshing in a way. You know, it's pretty cool. These are some of the rare blades. I've got a few. I'm not gonna like spoil too many. Like the Xenoblade Twitter has been showing off all of them pretty much. My favourite is this one here. I managed to get Adenine. She's amazing. She's like this weird librarian. It's just missing bits. She's awesome. But yeah, it's got this lovely blue slash pink colour, and it's very, as I say, it's very, very cool. I like it. Pacing, like the movement speed that you have and the general jump arc you have, very, very similar to Xenoblade Chronicles 1, so it's familiar in that regard. Now you're probably wondering why I'm in first person mode, and I'll explain that now. Is I came up to a bit of a story section earlier this morning when I was playing overnight, because I went to bed at 8 AM this morning, because I couldn't stop playing it. I had a visual update to one of the characters, and I'm gonna make sure that I don't show that off. It won't make much sense to anyone, but for me it was like, so I don't want to spoil anything visually. Like you won't know what the hell it means if you see it, but still, I'm just going to avoid it. So once again, Xenoblade Chronicles and Monolith Soft with Xenoblade Chronicles have managed to create a sprawling, beautiful world with a brilliant battle system. Like, everyone thought that Xenoblade Chronicles 1 had a good battle system, but X's was phenomenal. And this one is phenomenal in a different way. Whereas I felt there was a lot more like general hype and energy and like fast-paced reactive gameplay from Xenoblade Chronicles X. This is much more strategic, and there's so many things going on under the hood, because like you just see the auto attacks, that's all you really see, and then you see the odd skills, but you're always building, you're always pushing towards a greater strategy. So kind of I'll get a bit further into that, but it's like that's really cool. The music's lovely, as I said. Every single world and different titan has its own rhythm, has its own style, has its own culture and its own flow, and it's beautiful for that reason. The story is really good. I am 100% preferring it over Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 100%. Just because of the themes it hits and the journey we take, you know, from Rex's point of view and how he goes through the world and learns about the things around him. It's done in a very, very nice way, and that's because the script is very good. The localization is fantastic. Script-wise, it's brilliant. The voiceover, I like it. It is hit and miss here and there. There are some moments where it goes a bit flat, but those moments should never retract from the overall experience. And I know many of you, there are many people watching this who aren't even going to give English a go. They'll just play it in Japanese. If that's what you want to do, I can't stop you. But you're missing out on a very, very good voice track. Sorry. So, yeah. That's my general stuff. I'll go on to the gameplay stuff now. So, yeah, gameplay. As I was talking about the battle system, you know, first and foremost, as I say, really strategic, and it's not slow at all. The auto attacks are fairly slow, but, you know, there's so much more that you're doing around that. Managing your blades, managing your, you know, driver arts, driver combos, blade specials, blade combos, chain attacks, all these things. There's like so much going under the hood, and you're working on all of it at the same time. I'm going to shift to a different place because I want to hear some more good music. So let's go to Garfont, because Garfont's got some lovely music as well. So the battle system is really good in that regard, and it's always challenging. Hello, the load-in. Gotta love the load-in. Ba-bam! Where is it? Come on, there it is. It is a big game, and just like Xenoblade Chronicles X, every now and then there is a bit of load-in. This is... Oh wow, look at that petal. I love the petal wind. The petal wind is beautiful. I'll bring it up to this other one so you can see it, but yeah, it's the petal wind is a one of the weather effects in Uriah. But yeah, outside of that, you know, you've got so much to do. I'll kind of see if I can do. I can't go in there really. I can't go in there because of, you know, the image that I don't want to show you. You have pouches, and in your pouches you can put a variety of different foods. Where is my food section? Pouch items here. So you get a variety of different pouch items that you can use, and they all do different things, like either increasing your specials or reducing damage, increasing affinity, and all these kind of things. And you can upgrade pouches to have 2 items in each one, which means that you can, whilst not only building, you know, choosing party members, you can have up to 3 in your party. You'd ideally want to have 1 tank, 1 attacker, 1 healer. But as well as doing character, you know, party builds and blade setups, you've also got these that can really change the outcome of a battle. Tanks tend to have lesser, have like longer cooldowns on their driver arts. So if you give them desserts, if you put desserts in there, it recharges your arts by you know 0.3 of a point. So like every second, every hit is worth like 1, and if the recharge time is 11, you need to hit 11 times to get it back. So that's 0.3 of, you know, one of those recharge every second, so that you can help yourself regain your skills quicker, which is a very, very nice way of going about. You know, you can then set up that way, which is really, really good. So it's deep in that regard. And there are so many. I've got so many blades. You know, I'm currently right now in the narrative. I'm at a point where I'm actually missing a bunch of characters. We've all kind of split up for reasons. So I've only got like 2 people's worth of blades. I've got like 40-odd, 50-odd blades. And whilst it can be a little bit overwhelming, if you let yourself get to that point, if you manage it, it's a really, really good system. It does so much, because blades can be used in all kinds of ways. I'll go to Mithra because I can. So every single blade has one of these, which is an affinity chart. So there's so much customization and building and like grinding blades to make them more strong, because these are their levels basically. As they level up, you know, as you do things, they get these abilities. When I've defeated you know, 5 Njol Flammy in left area, I can go back into this affinity chart and it unlocks the level up, and then you can get that power, and you can see, you know, it increases, you know, my chance of dealing a guard and nulling attack, which is really, really good. So, you know, every single blade has this. And you can equip them with Orcs cores. So whilst you can have accessories that do things for you as a driver, you can equip cores, Orcs cores, to your blade to make them do things like blade combo boost, increases the blade combo damage, HP attack boost. And then you've also got weapon modifications. You find chips that will then you can then put over your weapons to increase them their stats. So this is essentially your weapons. Every blade is a weapon, and it's a type of weapon, be it a spear, an axe, or whatever. But these are your weapons. You level them up like this, which is great. I've got a bunch of the rare blades. There's a few there, so. But yeah, so there's just so much you can do, and it's so wonderfully deep, and it's just good to explore that. And you know, it's really hard to jump in first person. But yeah, like there's so much to do, and it feels great doing it because you learn so much about the game. I'm still learning loads, and it's just wonderful. But yeah, the exploration's fantastic. Like there is a downside in terms of like field skills. So blades have different field skills, and those field skills allow you to unlock things like find chests and get items and all that kind of stuff, or progress into secret areas. But if you don't have the right ones immediately equipped, you have to go into your menu and engage the blades you need. So it can be a bit sluggish, which is a bit of a downer. That's kind of like one of the few things I had that I genuinely just went, this is a bit meh. I know that I just downloaded an update which has like all of the day one stuff, but also has some fixes to UIs and HUDs. So, but yeah, the gameplay's great. I don't really know what else to say about it. I mean, exploring feels really rewarding, and the worlds are huge. That it's just great to go on. Controls are nice and intuitive and all that kind of stuff. Like the battle system controls work. Like the 4 buttons on the 4 face buttons. This is back to front, by the way. My camera's mirrored. The 4 face buttons act as like the plates, so like you have the 3 skills at X, Y, and B. Then you use those, and you have your blade skill on A, and then you can equip up to 3 blades. So that's 9 skills, or yeah, 9 driver arts, and then you've got this, you know, the blade combos that go through. And the game does a really, really good job of like tutorializing it as it goes. Like I felt with Final Fantasy 13. That the combat endgame was amazing, but it took a little bit too long to get there. I felt that this built it up in a much better way because it didn't necessarily restrict things that you know. I was wondering how to do chain attacks for a while, but you know, because I knew how to do them, but I felt happy with, you know, just finding out because I had enough to get through. And then I got flashier when I needed to get flashier. Questing is nice and diverse. Like there will be some fetch quests. Load in, please. There will be some fetch quests and stuff like that. Yeah. Some of them are really long as well. Like you think that you just go and do that and it's over, but some of them have so many facets to them, which is really exciting and interesting. So it's good. There's so much to talk about, and I can't really go into it. But like, you know, this is actually carrying into world building. Like you can literally build up the world. Like the development is back for all the places, so you can do that and increase the shops. You know, the discount prices, the shop stocks, all that kind of stuff, and yeah. So world building, a good time to bring it up because I'm in Torrigoth, which I adore. So I've been playing this game for 91 hours now. I spent 25 of my 91 hours in this area, in Gormott, mainly because I couldn't leave Torrigoth. I adore this village. I don't know why, but like the world building in this game is fantastic. It's one of the best things that this game does, is the world building. And the reason I think it does it so well is just because, one second. Nice. Music's amazing. I'll come back to it. There's a split for it. The music is amazing. Every single country has its own lilt, and it has its own rhythm, has its own vibe, as I said. And this is Gormott, and these people, these are all Welsh people. They're all Welsh. They'll speak Welsh, and you can hear that. You know, like on Gormott, you're this. You know, it's like a weird kind of like goat-like creature, which reminds me of like it's kind of like farmland style place, very rural area. And if you've ever been to Wales, it's a beautiful country with green rolling hills and just rural beauty. It's a stunning country with a wonderful people. Like the accent is just brilliant. It's so characterful and beautiful to listen to. Hello, mate. And you can hear that just not by just looking at it. You get that vibe. You can hear it and you can look and you can see it. But it's like everything the game does like this in terms of world building is just brilliant. The way it kind of creates a vibe, a sound, a feeling, to really give a sense of a different country, a different part of the world. You can hear it in the music, the kind of Gaelic Celtic themes, the celebratory style of just the overall music and the fiddle and the drums and everything. And just the kind of way that they build their lifestyles. Of course, like it's different everywhere you go, but there's something special about Torrigoth for me. Something special about the way it does it. Which will give me time to kind of go into the night theme here, because the Torrigoth night theme is stunning. I love this. I think that this is why I was here so long. Because this game has this ability to make me feel comfortable, at home, at ease. I've never experienced an opening village, or kind of like an early village in the game, rather, like Torrigoth. I felt so at home here. That's something that is very specific about the world building in this game. With Xenoblade Chronicles 1, the Bionis and the Mechonis are cool. They're cool. But I don't care about them. I don't. I didn't care about them. Like the narrative made me care about them. The Bionis was going to get destroyed by the Monado Buster X or whatever it was when you're fighting Egil in the control center of the Mechonis, and he's going to use the Bionis breaker. To destroy it. I was like, oh crap, I have to kill this or stop this, otherwise it's GG, But I was forced to care about it. I didn't actually care about it. But I care about every single Titan, because the Mechonis and the Bionis were, they were asleep for the most part. They weren't active, they weren't alive, they were there. But these ones live. And you're told that from the minute the game starts. You're told about Titans, their lifestyle, the way they live, and how the people of the world owe their livelihoods to these wonderful creatures. And it's amazing to be reminded everywhere you go that you are on one of these beautiful beasts. And I care about it. I care about these people and their particular plight, because I know who they are. I get frustrated in video games when you have these... It comes from the voiceover as well. This is going to come into the localization, but it comes from the voiceover. A Welsh place, an Australian place, a Northern English place, a Scottish place, an American place. They're different countries. They sound different. You go there and you get this different vibe and you hear something different. Their lilt, their beings, their cultures are different. And that's much better than just having some kind of like dry, stale, same American accent everywhere you go. It's not about the American accent, it's about having the same accent wherever it is. It's just, we see a lot of American accents, but it's the same thing. Like, I don't like going from one end of the world to the other and everyone sounds the same. They don't. People don't. We don't. I can go like halfway down the road and I'll hear different people's accents. We are a multicultural world. And I don't get that vibe from games anymore. Because it's too easy to just get the same voice actors and keep it the same. But what they do here is they create actual worlds and countries. And it's reflected in their script, the way they sound. You can actually read their accents. Much like Dragon Quest VIII does. Dragon Quest VIII did a very, very good job of that as well. it's just a beautiful game. And there's the world tree in the background. Like it's a stunning game, and the world is so alive, and they're so very different as well. Of course they would be, but like the way you see it is insane. Let's go over to More Ardain and see a world that's not so in tune with the nature of the Titan they're on, but has tried to harness it in a very human way, like we would. You've got More Ardain. It's currently nighttime. Oh, the mist is here. I've never actually had this weather effect when you get the dust storm. The dust storm, but you can see this kind of like very industrial and human element, and how it's and the effect it's taken on the land, the barren nature of More Ardain because of it, and how that's reflected in the music as well. Like you can hear it's a harsher world, so the music is heavier hitting. Now I haven't been onto Gormott Plains to see the plains. I've been in like I was in the villages, sure, but every single Titan has a different plight, you know, and they has a different reason for the way they are being the way that they are, and you can get that vibe from the minute you step onto them and you understand a world and how that is reflected in the culture of the people who are in there. And you see, I mean, I'm not going to go into it too much, but like when you go inside the capital of More Ardain, you can see that they are harnessing smaller Titans as well to be weapons. Like that is the way that these people work, and it's just a different world, and you know, again, I'm sitting here going, this is incredible, but also I feel for the Titan they're on, you know, and the music again is stunning. I'm not going to show you too much of this, but again, the way that they kind of like many games do this again. Many games do this. I'm not going to show you this place because it's later on in the world, but I'm not going to show you anything about it. But its ability to combine this holy aesthetic with this beautiful sound. Now, I'm not a religious person. I'm atheist as all hell, like, you know, but I still appreciate the grandeur and the spectacle and the beauty of things like this. And choral singing is stunning, and you know, they released a music video, I think, for this song, and you can just hear that heartbeat of the world. This is a much more relaxed and self-reflecting area, you know, a place where everyone's welcome. You know, it's like I guess this is a neutral place for everyone. Oh, my pouch effect has expired. But yeah, the world's incredible. I can't really say too much about it without spoiling it. But it's just like between this, you know, the localization and the voiceover, and you know, the actual world design and the music that you know, accompanies it all the time. The world lives and breathes, and every single play, like, you know, again, many games do this where they have like people just roaming, but yeah, and it's something that Xenoblade Chronicles has always done. But I just feel it's a little bit of a tighter experience across the board. It's a tighter experience. Which brings me to the localization. The script is fantastic. It is. It's a really good script. Everyone you speak to everyone who has a star has something important to say, because it goes towards the world building, you know, the world development, the actual Titan development, the area development, and of course to the world building. Like, because the more you develop the worlds, the more you find out about them, and yeah, it's just great. Very unique peoples live here, and I don't know, yeah, but the voiceover, so it is British and it is hit and miss, as I said, but it doesn't detract from the overall quality. Because sure, there are times when it gets super emotional and super like important and high, and like big events, and it doesn't feel like they hit the height of emotion you'd expect from the animations, at least. This is the thing. There's this kind of battle between animation and yeah, there's a battle between animation and voice. Now, whilst the voices themselves are not badly delivered at all, what it is because if you were to just listen to the voice over track itself, you'd go, huh, that's fine. But it's because of the animations being heavier that it kind of feels offset. There's a natural and genuine honesty that comes out of a lot of the actors' performances, and that comes from it being like, we get less voiceover work over here, so we're not as experienced. There's a particular way that American voiceover tends to direct and be done in a very like you see with a lot of anime. But this is much more of a theatrical take, I find. And whilst, again, sometimes it doesn't hit the heights, because obviously the characters do raise, they're not just sitting there monotone every single time, but it's like they're staying true to a particular lilt and vibe that you get from certain places, and it's lovely. And yeah, I mean, like, they do a really good job, the voice actors. I haven't tried the Japanese yet. Probably on my third playthrough I'll do that, because I'm going to be playing through the game tomorrow. Like, what a wonderful song. What a wonderful world. But yeah, the localization is really good. And you can hear they've used, like, you know, English songs and singing, I guess. That's all I had to really say about the localization. The voiceover is really, really good, and the script is very, very solid. And people need to. I know that there's many of you, as I said earlier, who are watching this who are just going to play Japanese, but do not miss out on this English track, because it is good. Give it a chance and critique it properly. I know I'm asking, that's a lot, asking the internet to critique properly, because the internet critiquing anything with any sense of maturity is just impossible, because the internet. But it's good. It's good. And I'm glad that they went back to that vibe of having multiple accents and multiple styles, because it just enriches the world building, and everything about it just feels so much more alive and feels so much more real. And that's what I was saying earlier about how I care about the world itself. It draws me in that I go, I care about these people, I care about this world, I care about everything that is going on, not just going, huh, let's follow the narrative because the narrative's cool. I care about everything in there. Music. Yasunori Mitsuda, you're probably never going to watch this video ever, but I want to thank you, because you have created some of the soundtracks to some of the best games I have ever played. Obviously, everyone knows Chrono Trigger, and obviously, well done to that. It is genius, genius, genius. No other way about it. It's genius. But you also did things like Shadow Hearts, and Shadow Hearts was beautiful. But then there's this, and every single track has been amazing. I haven't heard a single bad track. Now, I've heard people say that it doesn't quite hit the heights of the original Xenoblade Chronicles, and no offense to Ace and Shimamura and who worked on that first game, because it was astounding. The first game soundtrack was astounding, but this tops it in every single way. Its diversity in its in the way it you know, uses instruments and different styles, and kind of does not relent and doesn't hold back from being explorative in everything that it does. It's heartfelt, it's pure, and it's real, and it... I mean, this place is amazing. I'm going to go back to the Leftherian archipelago because... just bring it back home, really. Because this music is amazing and it connects you in a way that you can never imagine. Like going... I can't wait to get to a village.
Let's get going.
I can't wait to get to a village. I got here and it's just... I mean, look, I'm doing it again. I'm tearing up a little bit as well. There's just something so honest and... Mitsuda, you're a genius, dude. Absolute genius. This reminded me of part on Mirror as well. It had a kind of visual reflection of Mirror. This game, I don't know, like I've been talking about the music as we go, so having a music split I didn't really need one because I've been talking about it as I go, but to wrap up, I said it at the start, it's one of the best games I've ever played. Ever. Because I've never had 91 hours feel so clean and feel so enjoyable, and I never went, oh, I could play it later. Play it later. 91 hours of pure joy, like honestly pure joy. I know it sounds wanky and it sounds cliche, and you're all sitting there going, oh, he's using his British accent to sound really intelligent and posh. Like, I don't give a shit, you know. I'm a grumpy old bastard 23/7, okay? And I'm allowing me my 1 hour of having nothing but pure bliss. So easy to just get angry about stuff and just like be blah, 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 blah. But like, this is the game has flaws. I hope I've pointed them all out, you know, like sluggishness in some of the exploration. The load-ins, like, you know, there has the odd frame rate drop as well here and there, and you know it gets quite tropey with like there are a lot of anime tropes, and if you're, I'm not a huge fan of anime honestly, but I don't really care. I just saw it as the humor it was, rather than going, oh, it's that humor. It's like, huh, that was good, I like it, because it doesn't take itself too seriously as well. Like when it needs to be serious, it needs to be serious, but whenever it can afford just to release the pressure, it does it. It's a well-balanced narrative, and I'm pretty much at the very end right now. I'm not sure how close to the end I am, but Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the best Xenoblade Chronicles game. It is the best Xenoblade Chronicles game, without question. For me, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was good. I liked it. Xenoblade Chronicles X had incredible gameplay and exploration, and I loved the music myself. The world was great. I loved Mirror, and for that reason I preferred X to 1. But 2 is better than the pair of them, like, because I enjoyed the strategic element of the gameplay. My name, well, Bowie Alexander is my name, but Bowie comes from the protagonist of Shining Force 2. I changed my name to Bowie Alexander because, you know, that character is here. That's why I wear the bandana. You know, Shining Force 2 is a strategy RPG, so I love strategy, and that element resonated with me. The world building resonated with me. I care about this world more than I could ever care about the Bionis, ever. The characters in the narrative. I haven't talked about the narrative. I'm not going to spoil anything, not a damn thing. But the characters are incredible, and while some of them can be a bit cheesy at times, when you get to know them and when you get to play as them, you don't care, because playing them's a joy. I haven't talked about salvaging, I haven't talked about generally all the blades. There's so much I can talk about and I just can't. It's too much to talk about. And this has already gone on long enough and you probably have stopped listening ages ago, but the point of the matter is this is one of the best games I've ever played, and Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and Xenoblade Chronicles X have stepped back to allow their younger brother to shine, because this game is the best from their series. Everything that Xenoblade has tried to do in the past and has done very well in the past is just tightened. It's not about it being leagues better when I say it's better. You know, it's not about it being like far and away, like, you know, comparing, I don't know, God, the first Final Fantasy to Final Fantasy 9. Like, it's not like that, the difference, you know. It's not that Final Fantasy 1's a bad... Well, no, Final Fantasy 1 on the NES is very slow paced and a bit iffy, but, you know. But, you know, the point is, when I say better, it doesn't mean it's leagues better, but it's just that slightly tightened experience that everything just works so much better at talking to you as a gamer, getting you involved with the story and making you feel for everything that you're doing. It just... There's nothing else I can say. It's one of the best games I've ever played, and I can't wait to start streaming it. I have a front page slot tomorrow on the 1st, and I will be streaming it live for you guys. I'll be starting a brand new file, and then I'll be doing some endgame stuff as well, where spoilers will be there, so, you know, view at your own risk kind of thing. But I love this game. This game's good. It's not perfect. It's not perfect by any means. And I have definitely highlighted all the things I like about it and not talked about the things I didn't like. But that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to sit here and praise stuff rather than break stuff down. It's a great game. If you have a Switch, definitely 100% buy it. I've got to thank Nintendo UK for actually letting me preview it. I got this on the 11th of November, so I've had it for a while now, and it's been a pleasure, like an honest pleasure to play it. Monolith Soft, you nailed it. Looking forward to your next product, your next project. But yeah, thanks for listening, I guess. I can't stop listening to music, it's so good. Cheers, guys. That's it, and I'll see you soon. Take care.